Hi, and welcome to my February wrap-up. I read only 8 books this month, and they were all quite thin, so I'll go fast through them. The first book I read was that I finished On Love by Joseph Piper from this collection of 3 books. If you're going to read something philosophical about love, this book is the one you should pick up, and he makes a really good job in defining what love is and then defending that definition. Then I picked up this really bad book on PHP, programming language, called The Joy of PHP, Deep Dive into Session Variables. And it's really bad because it says it's a deep dive and then it's just like for beginners really. Then I picked up a book called Why Evolution is True, by Jerry A. Coyne, and I wanted to understand the arguments behind evolution so that I have something to say when I'm discussing with creationists, and I think it's really important to know a little bit more about what you are believing and thinking about science and evolution in particular. And this one is really good and easy to understand. Then I picked up The Path of Loneliness by Elizabeth Elliot, Finding Your Way Through the Wilderness to God. And it was really maybe more an inspirational book for the lonely, like if you are like Elizabeth Elliot, you are a widow or something. So it wasn't really a book appealing to me, but I wanted to see what it has to say about the theme, so I read it. Then I read my last book of C.S. Lewis fiction, and this is called The Dark Tower and Other Stories. The Dark Tower is the 4th book in the space trilogy, but it was never published, so it is not finished, but it's still the parts that he wrote is in this collection. And I think this was a really strong story, but I understand why he had difficulty finishing it. There are also other short stories in there by C.S. Lewis. Then I picked up this little book by Etienne Gilson. It's a lecture in written form, and it is called Wisdom and Love in Saint Thomas Aquinas. And it was had some really good parts, but it is not really that much to say in this short book. Then I picked up a book called Loving Life, The Morality of Self-Interest and the Facts That Support It, by Craig Biddle. And this is really an easy guide through objectivist morality and the defense of the idea that rational self-interest is the best thing for you in life. And I think it was a very good book. And then lastly, I read What Would Jesus Drink? A Spiritual Study by Joel McDermott. And this is a defense of drinking and beer and alcohol, basically, from the Bible, and discussing the arguments for and against, and then of course he is for and think that drink is okay, and he explains why, basically. That was everything I read this month. Thank you for watching.